Day 211, first day of week 31. I only just now started putting together, trying to cut down week 30's footage. I spent more time than I should have analyzing my current videos on my second channel, trying to see if there's anything I can do to try to either capitalize on it while my one video is still getting decent views. It seems like it hasn't really slowed down at all. It seems to have just kept a fairly consistent. It doesn't seem to really be slowing. I have no idea how long it's gonna last. But I've been messing around with using end card, trying to what I can do with the end cards, saying how early, looking at sort of the average view time of some of the videos, and seeing when people are dropping out, and deciding to move the end card up or changing the position of end cards, like the end screen or and those little cards on some of the other videos that are not long enough. Trying to see if I could do anything to try to shift views and trying to draw views from one video to another into other areas of my channel. And I haven't thought. I've kind of decided to try to avoid directly linking in those videos to the other videos that are not related to the meme, the format. But because I'm afraid I figured if people are finding those videos because they're based around that format, they're not necessarily immediately going to be interested in seeing videos or videos that aren't along the same lines. So that was my process there. Honestly, I think I've kind of gotten too hyperfixated. I think in terms of the videos that I uploaded, I think I really need to give them 3 or 4 days to breathe, to see if, as opposed to being obsessively looking at them on the day that I upload them. I don't know. Anyway, I think I'm just gonna stop working on this tonight. I want to get back to keeping these videos short, because right now the total footage that I had recorded was 20 minutes. I gotta keep it to, so I'm going to stop talking now, and we'll look forward to what the rest of the week has to offer, maybe. Day 212, and currently exporting week 30. I have an idea for the thumbnail, and it's going to tie in with the title music. I figured, I finally kind of came. It's not entirely, because it's not super big. I know by the time this video is gonna, I've chosen to use Money by Pink Floyd. Hopefully, that's the thing, it's I only have 6 seconds of the song. Hopefully that's short enough that it won't trigger any sort of copyright claim or blocking the video or anything like that. I'm not entirely sure exactly how stringent the for Pink Floyd music it's so I don't know if 6 seconds is still too long, but we're gonna see. And I used Money, and I was gonna use the Stonks meme image as a sort of a base, thinking that might be putting my face over the Stonks guy's face. The idea thing, because the video, the views starting to take off, and soon as Stonks rising. So obviously that's sort of the idea. Obviously I'm not making any money off of this stuff, and compared to a lot of other videos on the internet, most most videos that do really well is this video is still in its infancy, but compared to all the other stuff that I've had on that channel so far, or anything that I've had, short of 5-10 years ago, I haven't had any videos that have reached that number of views. That was the rationale for using those things for it, and that's basically it. Now that I can get the image, I'm going to work at 10 in the morning, 10 to 6, so it's not like I'm going to have a lot of time to sort of put together the thumbnail, but hopefully I can get that done, and then I can move on to getting a few more entries into that VAD, because it's interesting. It looks like I'm not really, the views aren't really from what I can see, it's the views per day, at least for my channel overall, seem to be remaining consistent. They don't seem to really be dropping. At least I won't know until the end of Wednesday whether the views are dropping, but it looks like they're more or less holding steady, which is a good thing. It means that I probably have some legs left on this fad thing with this meme, because I definitely have like the more engaged, the more involved, or at least the one more involved entry that I would like to get done. And I have a couple ideas for a few other short versions. Some of them might require a little bit more editing than others, but I'm at least I'm still coming up with ideas for these videos. But until then, until tomorrow, day 213, and to keep this day short, and to keep this entry short, I uploaded 2 new videos on my secondary channel. I think it was 2 today. They were fairly simple, not necessarily, like, they're probably one of the weaker ones. Not that they necessarily didn't, like, work, it isn't really special to, they weren't necessarily special, so maybe I shouldn't have done those, but I did. And, also, I didn't finish the thumbnail for it, so maybe I should just make it visible anyway, even without the thumbnail yet. Started working on the thumbnail, and it's already been a minute. And the only other thing is, it looks like it's possible that another one of my videos is about to pop off. I noticed that there was a sudden spike in impressions and views from browse features, which is where it seems to start to when it starts getting the mass amount of views. So it's possible I might be getting a second video exploding in views. And it's one of the ones where I spent a little bit more time and adding like little extra features like editing to it in order to make it more unique and a little bit funnier, I guess. So who knows? That might go somewhere. So until tomorrow, day 214, I did the thumbnail for week 30. I made week 30's video public, and I did another video for my secondary channel. It was one that I was kind of hesitant about doing. I actually had done a version, changed it. Like, I had done a version of this video, and I had it private on the channel because I didn't really want to. I was kind of like unsure about like my first version of it. Putting it up, didn't think it was as good or really worth it. Like, it seemed a little too lazy, and also the fact that it was a version of the meme that someone had already done a version of of using that source, but I didn't really like how their version went, what they did with it, so I did kind of like what I wanted to basically. But then I kind of thought I kind of came up with an idea of something to do and modify and do it a bit differently, and I went back into the video to edit it, and then I actually got it to a state that I figured, you know what, I think this is now good enough. I think I like how this is. It was more satisfying that, and I put it up there. I still, in the description, I did make a mention of the previous version and who did it. I didn't give a link to it. Maybe I should do that, but whatever. But I figured my version was different enough that would be worth it, and I have a couple more ideas with it to do something with this fad again, and doing a little additional editing with it. And I meant to keep this really short, but I think like going forward, if I do any more entries of it, I'm going to have to really, I think, like up the game and really make it worth the entry, and to try to really make them stand out from other possible entries to it. And also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but on my secondary channel, I've managed to get like a net gain of 8 subscribers, or 9 right now. I guess like right now because it's showing. Apparently, though, I think like the 2 that I made public today, well, I guess it would be whatever for this day. Apparently, I had lost a subscriber. Someone had unsubscribed. I don't know if it was maybe one of the earlier people before this whole trend started, and they didn't want to see any more of this trend. So that's kind of why I want to be a little bit hesitant. Because again, I don't want to make this, like, if I'm going to do this channel, I want it to be based around sort of more than just this one thing. It's just that so far this thing that's happening is the one thing that's sort of bringing attention to my channel. And it's the whole conundrum. It's like you do something that gets popular, or at least relatively popular, and then you do a bunch in the same vein to try to satisfy it. You end up getting a few people who follow you for that, and then if you become known as that guy, or the person who does that thing, it might be difficult to sort of branch out. But anyway, I have been talking for 4 minutes. That's the end of today. And here's to tomorrow.
This one was for day 215, and basically what I did is I created another video for my secondary channel. I baked a few cookies of the cookie dough that we had prepared the other day. I think it was like yesterday or so, or the day before. And I learned about a little bit more detail about the YouTube Shorts thing, and apparently how there are people growing massive amounts of views using this format. And I'm trying to think of whether I want to use Saturday, this like basically the next day, trying to come up with something with the purpose of saying, like basically trying out this. I want to try it on my main account, but I just don't know exactly what to like. I don't know if I want to try to modify one of my existing videos and re-upload it in the proper format, because it needs to be in a portrait mode in order for it to be able to show up on YouTube Shorts. But I don't know if I want to re-upload. I mean, if my videos, I just don't like the idea of like having to re-upload some of the stuff that I done before, because it was like when I did it before, it was done with the purpose of being in landscape mode. If I were to create and not something, I had to create it with the idea that it was going to be made in portrait mode, which to me is kind of annoying, but I could at least try it out. So yeah, also for some reason I was like really tired and like just constantly falling asleep and stuff. I guess maybe it was a result of having frost. I don't know. I've been noticing like whenever I eat a frosty or something, it ends up knocking me out for a bit. But beyond, even past that, like I was getting really tired. But anyway, that's it for today. Well, that was it for today. Now, hopefully doing something else with my next day. Day 216. I made another short video for my secondary channel, and I'm actually experimenting with the shorts feature. See if it does anything. I don't know if I necessarily did it. I don't know if I did it right. I think I did it right. So we're gonna see how that goes. I think I baked more cookies today. Yeah. Wait, did I? Did I bake more? What was that yesterday? No, that was yesterday. I didn't bake any. Or did I? No, I did. I'm sorry. It's lost some more. I baked more cookies, and what else? I spent a lot of time watching the views of my secondary channel. My videos go up. I think I reached a new peak. This one, it kind of followed sort of what I hoped, or what I thought I would. It's that like it sort of like reached a dip, a valley at around Wednesday, and then going into the weekend, it would grow up again. It would go up, and like in around like 4 or 5, I think it reached the peak number of views per for the channel. I think for individual videos, like the one that was performing well, I don't think it did as well as last time. But combined with the other videos on the channel, um, definitely got higher than last week. And also, like looking at a few, it looks as though it's possible that a number of other videos are probably gonna maybe take off similarly to that one video. But I don't know. It could have just been there were a few of them I thought, but then like because it's suggested videos, but then I checked into it and it says like a lot of them. Oh, the number one suggested video is the one that's doing very well. So seems like their ability to do well is being tied to how well that one is, and if that one is starting to slowly decline, then that doesn't bode as well as I originally thought. But it's almost the end of week 31. This is tomorrow, and I'm gonna try to get started editing this week's video this week tomorrow, like I said I was going to last time. But so I'm definitely going to do that. So that's it for tonight, and here's to tomorrow. Alright, day 217, last day of week 31. And today, after coming home from work, I kind of wanted to just take a break from everything. Like, didn't really want to spend a lot of time watching the analytics and stuff like that. Didn't want to work on any new videos. I just wanted to sort of relax. And actually, right now, I just finished episode, I think, 4 of WandaVision, because I kind of wanted to get into that. I think like this past week or so, like I don't know, I guess I've always been on, and I think I felt like
also staying up too late, and I was just feeling like, I guess, sort of drained. So I just figured I just needed to sort of reset and relax and just not worry about all the stuff that's happening on the channel and stuff like that. So that's what I've just been doing, and I didn't work on putting together editing any of the footage for this week yet, and I think that's it. I don't know necessarily what to do going forward. I still have some ideas for more of those small videos in that sort of vein, but again, I'm kind of scared of like doing too many of the same thing, because I really don't want my channel to just be known as this thing. I don't think I've necessarily gotten enough views yet. But I mean, like, I've been gaining subscribers from these videos. So, I mean, I don't know if these people are going to expect to see only those videos or they'd be open to anything else. But yeah, that's it for today. I'm going to keep this short now so that my editing of this video will be simpler and less strenuous. So that's it for week 31. And here's to maybe actually doing some animation for my main channel. So until then,